And welcome back to Sports the Nemo Way, the Willis Reed episode. The 6'9", 235-pound center is a two-time champ, one-time MVP, seven-time All-Star, five-time All-NBA, playing 10 years in the league after being the 10th pick in the draft, and he is a Hall of Famer. With career averages of 18, 13, and 1 on 47% shooting. In today's episode, Ray is the only one that doesn't have him on his list. And Mr. Drew has him ranked the highest. So which one of you guys would like to lead us off? Drew.
Always.
The youngster.
Never fails.
Let's see what you got. Drew has him ranked 28th overall and 8th on his center list, which really tells me more than anything, your centers went really quick.
They did. They went very fast.
I was going to say, dang, 8 and 28.
I really valued my centers.
I mean, that's a lot of them are all-time greats, though. So I mean,
fair enough. So, Drew, why Willis Reed?
Well, he's the one that got the Knicks their titles. That's my explanation for why I put him before Patrick Ewing. I know it was in early 70s.
Yep.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, I know Wade has Walt Frazier on his list, so he's all right with the Knicks from that time period.
I am.
So,
yes.
Well, I got that. He's got 2 Finals MVP. I know the one which I'm trying to figure out which game did he get hurt in that year? I know it went
game 6.
I thought it was game 5.
Was it 5?
It was
later in the series.
Yeah.
It was late in the series. Yeah. So obviously he still played enough to get 2 Finals MVP. So he's one of those players. He has a regular season MVP, 2 titles obviously, Rookie of the Year, and then he averages a double-double, 18-7 and 12-9, which almost 13. So, and then 1.8 assists. It's not terrible for a big guy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what I got for now.
All right. Well, that will lead us to Uncle Doug, who has him at 34 overall and also 8th on his center list. Uncle Doug?
Yeah, a lot of the same things Drew said. I moved him ahead of Patrick Ewing because he got the next 2 titles and Patrick didn't. No, Drew didn't call Patrick a loser, though, so that's good. we don't want to get it.
Patrick's a loser, too.
So, Patrick had a little more scoring, but Willis had more rebounds. And the MVP, MVP of both finals. He was also one-time All-Defense. He was a tough player. I was kind of surprised Ray didn't have him because he was a tough player.
By the way, the one-time All-Defense, he played for, I think, 5 seasons before there was an All-Defense.
Oh.
So part of his career, he couldn't win All-Defense.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. All right. Now that leads us to me, who has him 46th overall. Quite a jump from the other two. And 10th on his centers list. And my opening statement is simple, guys. He made the end of my list because he has 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, and an MVP award. All that being said, he did it with his career being cut short by a knee injury. And he's 13th all-time in rebounds. That is my opening statement. So that will lead us to Wade, who has him exactly 50th.
Indeed.
And obviously 10th overall on his center list. So Wade, Willis Reed.
Well, kind of the same stuff you guys said. I was trying to round out my centers list, which is the most loaded position there is.
Right.
And then I come across a guy that's a multiple-time champion, multiple-time Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, an All-Defensive Player Award, Rookie of the Year. I was like, well, I feel like he can be on the list. It's a good idea. I don't see why not. He is older, which I do struggle with the translation thing. But the more I've thought about it, I think if he could be probably a pretty badass power forward in the future, probably. I think he was athletic enough. The more I thought about it and the more I watched stuff, might have to switch position, but I still think he'd be a pretty good power forward. So that, with that being said, the more I've thought about it, I'll probably move him up my centers list, and Dwight will probably come down, and Dwight might come off. Maybe. I'm thinking about it. So that's my thought process anyway.
I can't remember what episode it was. We had a whole conversation about whether Willis Reed could play center in all eras. We had this conversation
Yeah, I
on
think
one
we did
episode. I
discuss
can't
that.
remember what that
Was it the Walt Frazier episode when we were just talking about those Knicks?
It might have been.
I was thinking maybe it was the Dwight episode as we were talking about other guys at the bottom of our list.
It could have been. It
Yeah.
could have been that too.
Because I brought up I didn't know if Willis Reed could or couldn't, and I think I asked Uncle Doug and maybe you if something about his athleticism or something, because I didn't know.
Well, I will say this. I do believe you might be correct. Maybe he turns into a power forward in the 80s and 90s, but he could easily play center today.
Yeah, today is just the weirdest era ever, though. But other than the other eras, he probably be power forward though.
Yeah, it's 6'9". He could play. He could play center today.
Big, strong, athletic.
Yeah. And they only kept steals and blocks his very last year in the NBA, which he was not good, but he had over a block a game in his very last year in the league when his other stats were not any good. So I'm going to say that during his prime, he was at least a decent shot blocker.
Yeah.
But that's just an assumption. I can't go out there. But as you can probably tell, you haven't heard from somebody, and that somebody is Ray, who is the guy that left him off his list. So let's hear what Ray's got to say in his opening statement.
Okay, just to start off, if you asked me today my thought process on this top 50 list that I came up with months ago, I couldn't tell you what the hell I was thinking. But with that said, I think I just overlooked the guy. I mean, I don't have nothing against him. His stats are there. The only thing I can have a knock on him is I watched his game film, and I mean, he's just the bland. Like, he's basic. He's a basic guy. There's nothing, phenomenal. He's just a textbook power forward center.
Is he more basic than Charles Oakley?
At least Charles Oakley stepped out and shoot. I didn't see him shooting a whole lot.
I mean, I don't remember watching a bunch of film on Willis. I don't know.
I'm not going to sit here and act like a Willis Reed expert, but I don't know. I don't know if he had a nice jumper or not.
As we all
I remember him scoring mostly around the basket.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the team, they had Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe and
DeBuscher.
Reed and DeBuscher.
Yeah.
Bradley.
Yeah, Bill Bradley was there. For
Phil
a while.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Great Phil Jackson.
Have you ever seen those pictures of Phil Jackson
Yeah.
back then with every bone in his body sticking out?
He looks like a hippie with like a giant mustache or beard all the time and long hair. It looks pretty cool.
I mean, he had a lot of good putbacks, and he had, somewhat of a hook shot. But, I mean, he was just your basic, power forward center, player.
He body-wise and athleticism-wise reminded me of Elton Brand.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
That's a good comparison.
Their body
It
structure is almost identical. Their
Yes.
height is almost identical. Brand did have a good mid-range shot that he developed over time, but he was very powerful underneath the basket, undersized a little bit, but still very good.
Yeah.
Good rebounder, shot blocker.
I got something for you, Ray.
Okay, let's go.
The year is 1970.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
I wasn't
The-
born yet.
The regular season ends, and some guy named Willis Reed is named MVP of the league. And his team wins 60 games, the best record in the NBA. And in the first round of the playoffs, he's matched up against the Bullets and last year's MVP, Wes Unseld. He goes out and gives Wes Unseld 21 points and 17 rebounds, and they win, move on to the second round, where he is matched up against none other than, speak for himself, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He gives Kareem 27 and 12 for the series, and moves on to the NBA Finals, where he matches up against who? Wilt Chamberlain. Gives him 23 and 10, whoops them in the finals, wins finals MVP. Oh, and I forgot to mention, at the All-Star break, he won that MVP too.
Wasn't that just a trivia question?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
A trivia
during the
question?
AI.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say by that, first off, that has to be one of the most impressive seasons ever, by the way. But what I'm really trying to say is if he was bland, it worked.
I mean, I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm just saying the brother was bland. That's all I'm saying.
feel like you got a little hostile there, Alberta.
I feel like I got slapped in the face.
Well,
Without getting slapped in the face.
I apologize. That's not. I wasn't trying to come across hostile.
I have a red mark on my face somehow, and it really hurts.
Agile.
I will say this though. When I saw that he went up against 3 straight Hall of Famers, 2 of which being Wilt and Kareem, and the numbers he put up against them, I was like, "Whoa!" You know, I mean, that was a crazy thing.
Reed could play.
And probably being a whole head shorter than Kareem and Wilt.
Oh yeah, if he was, because Kareem's pushing 7'3" and Wilt's 7'1".
Yeah.
Not only height, but its overall length. They're
absolutely.
both one of the longest players ever. Like, I can't think of what it's called.
Wingspan. Wade's flapping his arms over here. Oh man, that's good stuff.
I could tell you a funny story about me at the bar one time acting like a bird.
Let's hear it.
Story
Wade.
time with Wade.
There's actually a video of it, but for another time.
Okay, damn it.
Maybe another video, another podcast.
I think it's a different podcast. Yeah.
I can make a podcast about the shit I did at the bar.
Stories with Wade.
By the way, you want to? Wade keeps bringing up wind shares. Does anyone want to guess how many wind shares Willis Reed has?
Oh God.
205.
Yeah, I can guess right now.
205
I'm sure
would
you
make
just
him-
look at your screen.
Oh, let me guess again.
That's not very much.
No.
It is not much at all.
74.
That's more than AI, Wade.
But his would be affected by some of the stuff not being available.
Not only that, but his short career probably played
That
a lot
too.
into it
10
too.
years.
Because I think like your overall box score goes into it plus other things. So I don't know. And like what your opponent did, I think is part of it, or what happened with you on the court, or something along those lines. Or
Yeah, we tried to explain it.
Yeah, let's not go all
We
that.
tried. That was too
Well,
much.
him limping out in Game 7 was not going to
Yeah.
help out the win share.
So
how
let's
many
get
games did he play? Sorry.
650.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
barely even played any games. Yeah.
So Ray, who's the end of your center list?
It's Parrish and... Hold up.
Parrish and
Mutombo.
Parrish and
Mutombo.
Parrish and Mutombo. So why Parrish and Mutombo and not Willis Reed?
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think we could probably say he probably forgot about him.
I mean, that's true. I mean,
that's true.
like I said, overlooked maybe. But
Well, we're 12 minutes in and we have defeated Ray.
Let's
Just
go,
wasn't
guys.
Ray's prime time.
Yeah.
It didn't
But I
necessarily
mean-
like that early 70s.
I mean, that's true too. Like, that's probably a big reason because I don't really like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I feel like you could make at least an argument for those two players. I'm not saying it'd be right, but you can make an argument for it. I mean, Parrish was a champion like him and put up almost very similar stats in his prime. And Mutombo wasn't the scorer, but Mutombo did other things
Yeah.
to an elite level that Willis Reed probably never did, as far as defense and some rebounding.
Very well could have been. I mean, we talked about, and I mean, we've obviously already had the Mutombo and Parrish episodes, and I don't think any of us came with any venom for those two players. I think I said Mutombo was 11 on my centers.
Parrish is 11 on mine.
Yeah, so I mean, like I don't have any hate in my heart for the two of them. I mean, I grew up watching Mutombo play, and the finger wag gets me every time.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
That Geico commercial.
No.
No. Yeah.
So the two of you over here, the Laker guys,
Oh,
you,
boy.
I guess nobody knows where over here is when I turn around and look.
It's on his
Left.
left side.
We're struggle busting over here.
Imaginary slaps in the face, bar stories, left and right, bird flapping.
We don't know where we're at right now. Just bear with us.
Yeah.
You're the only two in the room that has Reed ahead of Ewing, and you both, I mean, obviously stated it was because of winning. How do you think that would play with Knicks fans?
Probably depends on how old they are.
Fair point.
Depends on how much they care about winning.
Well, Ewing didn't play with 5 other Hall of Famers, though.
That's true.
So you got to think about that. But you also can't discredit Willis Reed for winning either, because, I mean, we've fallen into this hole before.
Right.
Or you can't take
he
away.
was the MVP on both their
Yeah,
championships.
because I felt like with Frazier, we were talking about him and Gary Payton, and I was saying, well, I took championships over some stats, and then we listed off all his players, and I was like, but I'm not going to discredit for him for winning.
Right.
So it's a weird game to play. And Frazier maybe have deserved one of those MVPs,
Yeah, he
Maybe.
may have. We had that discussion.
That was a debate.
We
Maybe
discussed
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
but nor here nor there.
Well, we're reaching a point in the podcast where a lot of our arguments are starting to overlap because we're talking about teammates and we're talking about guys that matched up against each other and like we're talking about who they won this series against this player and that we've already had that episode and all these things. So we're going to come up against a lot of overlapping stuff.
I got a question. Does anyone by chance, I highly doubt it, have Ewing's final stats for when they played Olajuwon?
I think they're really good.
I don't, but I'm sure I can
can't
get
think.
them fairly easily.
So I
Against a lot. He played against and he went back as when he was old, didn't he?
Well, he didn't play in the finals the second
Was it
time because
Camby?
he got hurt. Camby had to start
Okay.
because
He
that
didn't-
was
I thought he came back
against-
though, because I thought they did really good with Camby, and then he came back for the finals, but he after being hurt and they struggled, and then people wanted Camby.
I don't think he played, but maybe I'm wrong.
I just thought he-
It
I
could've
mean,
been.
it's not that
we
big.
we were both young at that.
I don't
really
super
young
focus
then.
on Patrick Ewing, but I don't know.
Playoffs,
Because they went to 7.
finals,
It was really close.
Wait, are you talking about?
The first finals with the Rockets and the Knicks.
Oh,
Yeah, it went 7 games, and he averaged 19 and 12 on 36% shooting.
yikes!
Oh, gosh. Especially for a big guy.
As a
but
man who loves
but you're-
efficiency, that's not
But
good.
you're going against Olajuwon, so that's where you're at.
Well,
did you
I
hear
don't
who
think,
Willis
I don't
Reed
think
went up against?
anybody in this room has Ewing over Olajuwon, do we? No.
Oh, no.
No.
No. I mean, Olajuwon is probably in everyone's top, I'd say 4 or 5 centers.
I don't know. I think Drew.
I got
has
Olajuwon
fairly
at
low.
8.
I have Olajuwon.
At center?
No, 8 all time.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
Olajuwon at 4 on my centers list.
I
four,
believe
you
he
said
is
that.
3 or 4.
Yeah, I think
on
I have
mine.
him at 5 on my center.
I think he's 3 or 4.
He's 1 on my center list.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll debate that when Kareem comes up.
Then I have
yeah,
Ewing
watch
20 all time.
But here's what Olajuwon gave Ewing in that series: 27 and 9 on 50% shooting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yikesies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also averaged 4 blocks a game in that series.
That's probably why he shot 36% or whatever it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ewing averaged 4 blocks as well, though.
Oh.
I'm not trying to say Ewing's a slouch. I mean, he made all 5 of our lists. Ewing's a clear Hall of Famer, and I think we all agree he's a top 50 player.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I have Hakeem actually he's my second center. I thought he was my third. He's my second.
No, the only person that's really worried me so far is when Ray said 8, and I thought he meant 8 on a center's list. And I was about to be like,
No.
Hakeem Olajuwon is 8th on my all-time list too.
Well, while we're looking, I guess I'll look at mine.
I'm actually kind of shocked I have him there, to be honest. But I mean,
I have Olajuwon at 10.
I believe I have him at 4.
I think I have him at 12.
oh, so we're actually
Yeah, you have him at 12. And Alex has him at 4.
I got him and Shaq back to back at 8 and 9. Oh, the Diesel.
Another big finals matchup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be in my Shaq combo. Like that
Well,
one.
I have it right here, so we can look at it real quick.
And then when we get to the Shaq or Olajuwon episode, whichever one comes first, hey, remember that episode where we talked about their finals?
Yeah, we got Olajuwon with 32, 11, and 5 assists and 2 steals and 2 blocks. Holy cow, he had a series.
Oh, my.
And Shaq was 28 and 12 and 6 assists and 2 blocks.
But look at the percentages.
Yeah, 50.
Daddy likes efficiency.
59%. And
Olajuwon-
57% from the free throw line.
Oh, that's fine. Olajuwon shoots much worse.
48% from the field, yes.
Over 10% difference, I believe.
He shot 100% from 3, though.
Well, 1 for 1.
Let's say 1 for 1.
Don't ask me those hard questions.
No, I don't like. The only reason I was going to bring that up in the Shaq episode is because I don't like people act like Olajuwon mopped the floor with Shaq and he didn't. His team kicked the Magic's ass, but Shaq did just as good as Olajuwon did, and even beat him in numerous things. So,
Well, really, what swung that series was Nick Anderson.
those fucking free throws.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 99 finals is the Knicks Spurs one we were talking about earlier.
Oh, God.
This
See-
is
see
where
if he plays or
This is
not.
where I was going with that. And he does not play.
Oh, okay.
So even if he did, hurt Ewing against David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going well.
Well, Marcus Camby averaged 9 points and 7 rebounds.
Was that Cammy's? Well, that would have been not his rookie year, but
Yeah,
like
they
third
played for
year.
Toronto.
think it's
So
third or
he's
fourth.
24. So yeah,
I think he's in the all-time draft, '96. So that might have been his fourth year, because he's in the draft with like AI, Marbury, Ray Allen, Kobe, all those guys. I think he's one of the better players, even though he's like the 10th best player in that whole draft. You know, he's really good.
You have Latrell Sprewell averaging 26 and 6, and Allen Houston averaging 21 and 3,
Both of those guys were really good for a while.
They were.
Yeah.
and nobody else on the Knicks averaged double digits.
Wow.
Can you just name some other players? I'm curious who else. on the team.
Camby, Larry Johnson, Charlie Ward,
Larry
Kurt
Johnson.
Thomas, Chris
Charlie
Childs, Chris Dudley.
Football player,
Those are
Charlie
all guys we know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Charlie Ward that won a Heisman or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
he played basketball for. What did Larry Johnson do in that series?
He averaged 7 and 4,
Ooh.
Wow.
Is this Larry
Wow,
Johnson
Larry?
post knee injury?
probably.
Yeah, must have
Yeah,
been.
when he came to the Knicks, he would already hurt his knee.
And he
Yeah.
it took away his athleticism a lot.
Yeah.
Right, and that was his game.
Mm.
But
I mean,
you have the other side of the spectrum
Oh, God.
is Duncan giving you 27 and 14.
That's why he's the all-time GOAT power forward. There you go.
By the way, Biggie argued with me about this just the other day.
About Tim Duncan?
Yeah, that Tim Duncan's not the greatest
That's
power
not even
forward of all
debatable.
time.
That's
I
like
know,
the
I
one
told
thing
him. I was like,
who's
it's not a
saying.
debate. He says it's the mailman.
He can't.
And I'm like,
run
5
Sunday.
and 0, bro. 5 and 0.
Yeah, because he has that perfect combination of winning, stats, and accolades that you just
Yeah.
can't really
Yeah.
mess with. I mean, the mailman was a monster. He's my number 2. And Uncle Doug's number 2, I believe.
I mean, I think he made all of our top
He's my
3 or
number
4,
3.
I think.
Oh, it's not bad. Is he your number 4?
He's my number 3.
I mean, if you just look at his stat sheet, he has to go somewhere high up. It's insane.
He's 3.
He's
Behind
like
Bob
25
Pettit.
and 10 for like 15 fucking years. And it's like, okay, whatever.
But then, you know,
Tim Duncan is my number 4 all time.
Oh, okay. All time. That's not bad.
Ray's really getting me with these.
I think he's my number 6 all time.
He is also my number 6.
Duncan's 9 on mine.
He's number 11.
Didn't we just talk on this last episode how we get sidetracked and talk about shit?
Yeah, we do.
It's
Well, it's not about Willis Reed.
not even close.
Oh, no, okay. We can revert back to the Ewing Willis Reed argument, though. That's what started this.
Oh, yeah, that is
So
what started that.
why would you have, like, they had Willis higher, we have Ewing higher? We can,
Yeah.
you know. I put Ewing higher because I think he played with worse teammates. Just because that Knicks team was just an all-time great team, I think, just overall talent-wise. Tougher era of basketball. And I mean, we debate the whole era thing a lot, but I think he was a more talented player than Willis Reed overall. I do think Willis Reed would be successful later on, but I'm not sure if he'd be as good as Patrick Ewing. But that's just my opinion.
That's kind of where I landed on it. I thought Ewing was the better player. Reed played on a stacked team. And I don't have anything against Willis Reed. I will say, you know, like, it was a little hard for me to wrap my mind around his MVP just a little bit. I mean, 21 and 14, 2 assists. I mean, not a bad year by any means.
I bet Kareem did a lot better.
He did. I looked it up. Jerry West came in second. It's debatable. West averaged more points. Reed obviously murdered him on rebounds.
Mhm.
And West averaged more assists. Reed shot a little better from the field. Like it was close. I mean, it wasn't a blowout, but then Kareem came in third and
Wasn't close.
He outscored him, out rebounded him, out assisted him. It shot higher from the field.
Mr. Barr, man.
I mean, but and then like I said, in the playoffs, he goes in and gives Kareem the work.
That is true.
I
That is
mean,
true.
So
Well, what did Kareem do against him?
Oh, Kareem had a good series back. Yeah.
Okay, well that's
Yeah.
okay.
I don't-
yeah.
It's not like Wilt Chamberlain, 11 and 9. Against Bill
No,
Russell.
no.
No.
Actually, in
Wilt, hang on.
the Wilt Willis matchup, what did I say? He averaged,
No, when I was talking about Will, I was talking about when he used to play Bill Russell.
No, I know what you're
No,
talking about.
I
I was
looked
saying
up-
like Wilt against Wilt, Reed goes 23-10, which he outscores Wilt, but Wilt averages 24 rebounds a game in that series.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, what you're doing comparisons within Wilt falling off. I compared him and Kareem when Kareem first came into the league, and Kareem murders him. It's like 19 points a game to like 33 or something. It's something in that
Holy
vicinity, because Wilt didn't like having someone his height blocking his shot and dunking on him, and it didn't go very well for Wilt.
Well, yeah, instead of having people like
Kareem,
us down here running around.
gave him the sauce.
Instead of us five trying to play against Will, it was someone his
Yeah.
height trying.
I mean, Wilt had a couple of good games, but their overall matchups, because at that point in time there were like 11 teams or 9 teams in the NBA, so they played each other all the time, and Kareem gave him the business for like 2-3 years in a row, and it wasn't even close. Wilt didn't like that.
I think the other thing for me with Willis Reed that hurt him for me was the amount of time he played.
It was a short career.
He is by far the shortest tenured player on my list, with 650 games. I don't have Kawhi. I don't have Pistol Pete. I don't have guys like that.
Kawhi will get there in like 4 years.
Or Grant Hill.
Maybe. He doesn't retire.
That's why I said 4 years. No. Give him about 4 years, he'll get 650. Okay.
So the 650 hurt, and Ewing's got, almost 1,200 games. His career average of points per game is Willis Reed's career high.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Ewing was an extremely talented player. He just happened to play in the toughest era of centers maybe ever, and got overshadowed by Olajuwon and Robinson, I think.
And Shaq.
And Shaq. But Ewing would have been... He still is an all-time great, but he would have been more relevant if he would have played a little bit after or before that era, I think, because he was a great, great center.
And then he
I
ran
agree.
into Michael every year, seemed like.
Yeah, in the East, him and the Pacers always battled Michael. It seemed like, and then obviously they lost.
You know what else was crazy is the Knicks Heat rivalry was so out of control.
Oh yeah.
Well, Van Gundy grabbed Mourning's leg.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
another really good center from that era is Lonzo Mourning. He's not
Yes.
on the level of these guys, but he was really good. And Mutombo. Mutombo was in this era.
I think, yeah. Mourning was a boss, and then he had something. Was it cancer?
No.
It was-
it?
Or like a kidney illness?
It was something like
He had like a kidney disease or
Or-
liver
It
disease.
might have
something
been,
crazy.
Yeah, he
Something.
had some kind of
Yeah,
health issue.
it messed up his career. It happened probably near the
Mhm.
middle or end of his prime, and it kind of messed up his career, even though it was still a good career. But
Yeah. And Ewing is also one of those guys. Olajuwon actually did it too. They just hung around too long.
well, yeah, because Ewing played for the Supersonics, and Olajuwon played with the Raptors. That
Yeah.
no one ever remembers these things. I have basketball cards of them for these teams. Like it's like old ass Olajuwon averaging like 6 points a game, and like Ewing doing the same thing with the Seattle Supersonics. But no one remembers that.
Ewing,
I didn't even know that at all.
Ewing played for the Supersonics at 38 years old,
Yeah.
averaging 9 points and 7 rebounds, and then went to Orlando at 39 years old and averaged 6 points and 4 rebounds.
Wow.
But he played in a bunch of games. He played in 79 and 65 games those seasons.
Was he trying to help T-Mac?
What he was
He had some
trying
pretty
to do.
terrible teammates, remember? So I didn't know.
Oh man, but you appear in almost all the games, so it drags everything way down.
If you're like a 7th, 8th man off the bench, backup center, and you stay healthy, you're probably going to play 15, 20 minutes a game.
Yeah.
How many minutes did he play?
And Seattle, he played 26.
It's decent.
In Orlando, he played 14.
Okay, so he's definitely just
Really
the backup
not
center
there,
for
yeah.
Orlando. But
Mm-hmm.
and then Olajuwon played for the Raptors, right? I'm not wrong about that.
No, Olajuwon played for the Raptors.
Okay, I thought they both had goofy little ends to their career,
Yeah.
and I think Olajuwon's stats were similar to that at the very end.
Oh, I bet you're right.
'Cause he might have been there for the Vince peak, to be honest.
I will say this about Olajuwon. I watched some of those videos of him training players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long he could do it for, but he looks like he could still go out and bust somebody's ass right now.
I mean, he's probably at almost 60 years old, or however old he is.
But
probably
he's
more
still
fluid than Dwight
springy,
still.
and he's still knows his moves like you wouldn't believe. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, his last year was in Toronto. He averaged 7 points and 6 rebounds at 39 years old. So they both retired after their 39-year-old season.
It's crazy.
And his last couple years in Houston weren't good.
Like low double digits or something.
He averaged 12 and 10. So, but yeah, I mean, Olajuwon. The other thing about Olajuwon is he was really good from the word go.
Oh yeah.
Like his rookie season was 20 and 12.
Oh, him and like Duncan. Duncan was the same way.
Yeah, Duncan.
Duncan came on,
Yeah.
just absolutely dominated. Some guys are just like that. I mean,
Well, and these are guys too that probably played 4 years of college.
that's true.
Yeah, they're
So
coming in. Not
they're
at
ready.
19,
Yeah.
20.
They're fully developed men physically,
Right.
And a lot of they play these big powerhouse colleges where they get a bunch of experience in
They
close
played each
games and in
other.
the tournament, like Georgetown with Ewing,
Right.
and was it Houston for
it was
for Olajuwon?
Olajuwon and
Yeah.
Ewing played each
Yeah.
other.
So I mean I mean Georgetown was a powerhouse then when Ewing was
Yep.
there, and so he was in
Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of close games and
Matumbo at Georgetown.
yeah, true,
That's right.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Mutombo played with Mourning, right? Did they play together at Georgetown?
a lot of those, and then Iverson was overlapping somewhere in there
Yeah,
too.
there was the overlap. I mean, John Thompson had some pretty impressive Georgetown teams there for a
Yeah.
while.
I mean, all those guys played in the same era of basketball, just a little tiny bit spread apart. So I bet
Yeah.
all in a 4-year gap, I bet they overlapped.
Yeah, it could very well have been.
Because Iverson was like 96 draft, and then Mutombo and Mourning would have been a little earlier than that. I know Mutombo was. I can't remember when Mourning was drafted.
It was fairly early because he was playing in the early 90s,
So probably,
I think.
yeah. Is he what was Charlotte in the early 90s?
Say Georgetown had a string of centers with Ewing and Mutombo and Mourning, and then
Mourning was
That kinda
drafted in
right.
92.
yeah,
Okay, so he's 4 years apart from Iverson, I think, if I have the right draft in my head. I think Iverson's 96.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're looking at Alonzo Mourning. His career numbers are 17 and 8 on 52%. He's a
Wow.
2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's, 2-time block champ.
Look at his blocks. They're fucking insane. And he's not 7 foot tall like these other guys.
Yeah, his career is 2.8, but he's got 6 seasons of over 3.
That's insane. And he's like 6'10". He's not like 7'3" like Kareem or Wilt or anybody like that.
He's listed at 6'10", 240.
I bet he's way more than 240 too. People say that if LeBron weighs 270, Alonzo Mourning weighs close to 300. Alonzo Mourning was yoked.
Yeah,
Big boy.
He was a big guy.
Every bit as big as LeBron James. Again, I don't know what Mourning has to do with Willis Reed, but I like it.
Well,
They're centers. They're
I'd
centers.
say Alonzo Mourning and Willis Reed are similarly built,
Yeah.
similar sized guys.
Mm.
Inch difference, 5 pounds difference, according to the listings anyway. Anyway, we seem to be, again, kind of reaching the point we did with Dominique, where we're not really arguing about Willis Reed.
Yeah.
Especially for an end-of-the-list guy. I don't think he... Well, Willis Reed is probably the most accomplished of all in any position at the end of our list.
Well, I have Havlicek at the end of my small forward.
No, that's fair.
But
Yeah, I mean, multi-time champ. He's got an MVP. He's multi-time Finals MVP. That's pretty special. If he would have had a 15-year career, his numbers might be there, and then we're talking, oh crap,
Yeah.
Or more
like-
championships. Never know.
Yeah. Yeah. It is an interesting one. But before we wrap up Willis Reed, I have a blind comparison, so I would like to do that real quick. I almost forgot it. But this one is scary interesting, and I'll let you just kind of listen to it and hear why. Okay, so obviously player A and player B. All right. These players are both centers. Okay. Player A is left-handed. He's 6'9", 230.
You said 6'9"?
Yep,
290.
230.
230.
We're struggling, guys.
Played 11 years in the league. Had his
11.
career ended early with an injury.
Early.
He is a Hall of Famer. He's an 8-time All-Star.
8 times.
He's a 2-time NBA champ.
2 times.
Can I guess who it is?
Not yet.
Nah, damn.
He's an All-Star Game MVP. He's a regular season MVP. And he has a Rookie of the Year award with career numbers of 17, 13, and 3 on 46 and 78.
Field
Now.
goal, free throw.
Here's player B. He is a left-handed,
Left.
6'9", 235-pound center. He played
200 how much? 230 what?
5.
235.
He played 10 years in the league and had his career cut short by an injury.
Early.
He is a Hall of Famer. He's a 7-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champ. He is an All-Star Game MVP. He is an regular season MVP, and he is a Rookie of the Year with career averages of 18, 12, and 1 on 47 and 74.
74. Okay.
Now, before we get into who they are, is that not eerie?
That's
Two
pretty
left-handed, 6'9", 230-pound centers played almost the exact same amount of time in the league and were ended with injuries. And they have very similar awards: 2-time champs, 1-time MVP, 1-time All-Star Game MVP. They both have, and their stats are 1 point apart, 1 rebound apart, assists a little bit, and then one shoots 1% better from the field, and one shoots a percent better from the free throw line.
That's pretty crazy.
So, Wade, do you have a guess on who the other guy is?
Is it Bill Walton?
It is not Bill Walton.
Damn.
That's what I was going to guess.
Anybody else got a guess on who player? Well, player B is Willis Reed.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who a left-handed was except for Jalen Rose.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about left or right hand.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. This guy won both of his titles in the 70s as well. Is that a hint?
No.
Bob McAdoo.
No.
Bob
Don't
McAdoo.
know.
He scored more than that.
I'm just throwing out a name from the 70s.
You have no idea.
Well, the answer is Dave Cowens.
Oh, nice.
Cowens.
I'm going to be quiet. Never mind.
Yes, Wade?
I had just an outer thought for a second. I don't know.
No, and the point of this little exercise is not to put Dave Cowens on a list. I literally looked at this and I was like, oh my God, they're the exact same player.
Yeah.
Like, it's like statistically, awards, size, like they're both left-handed. They played. They're both their careers are cut short for injury. Like, it was like, holy cow, this is really. And they played in the same era. Like, he's drafted like 4 years or 5 years after Willis Reed. So there's that. But they both won 2 titles in the 70s. Like, craziness. Anyway, by the way, didn't Mark have Cowens on his list the other night?
He talked about him. I don't know if he's on his
I'm not
list.
sure if he had him on his list.
Because he asked, I think, Uncle Doug about Cowens, and was it McAdoo?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I talked about Bob McAdoo.
Okay, maybe that was it.
Sorry. Yeah, I talked about Bob McAdoo.
Yeah. Yeah, your McAdoo
Because-
conversation got me thinking about
Yeah, we had him on our centers list, and I wondered whether he should be a power forward or a center. Because he has really good numbers, too. 22-9 with 2 titles.
Who did he play for before the Lakers?
Buffalo, right?
Buffalo.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Is that the Clippers franchise?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He has an MVP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a pretty good player. He had to go to L.A. to get his titles, but
Yeah.
because
yeah.
Buffalo, he had nothing.
Oh, yeah. And the Clippers sucked all the way up until Elton Brand, man. Elton Brand took them over to the Western Conference Finals one year in 06.
Elton
Second best player, Chris Kaman, bro. Woo.
Chris
Or was it
Kaman
Corey
and
Maggette?
Elton Brand.
Yeah, it's had a good conversation. Maybe Maggette. Sam Cassell was the one that popped up for good for a year or two. Catino Mobley. I remember those teams.
Yeah, that was Darius Miles was there for a little while.
He was there. I don't know if he was there for that team though. He was there real early 2000s. Him and
Yeah, the headbang thing. It was
Him
so
and-
stupid. Quentin Richardson.
oh
I
god.
remember that from National Lampoon's Van
They,
Wilder.
they have a podcast together now.
I heard that, yeah.
I think it's actually decently popular.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It has a snappy name, though.
Darius Miles is famous for saying that when he played for the Cavs that we don't need that young kid on our team, and that young kid was LeBron James, and he went on to win like 23 games, and then they got LeBron James the next year.
Well, Darius Miles was never accused of being smart, so
Or really any good at basketball.
that's fair. People thought he was when he came out. He was
I mean, he has the
was highly
perfect
touted.
body and athleticism for it. He's just not a good basketball player. Just
Who did he play for? St. Louis something?
When?
Was he one of those big local athletes in high school?
I think Darius Miles was
played
St.
in-
Louis.
I thought it was Chicago. I don't think he played in St. Louis, but he might have been.
He was a high school guy though.
Yeah.
That came out of high school, I believe. Because he was around that him and like Tyson Chandler and fucking Eddie Curry.
He's from East St. Louis. You are correct. So it's Illinois, like I said, but it's East
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
There you go, Ray.
Woo woo.
Born in October 9th of 81 in Belleville, Illinois.
Belleville, Illinois. I'll be damned.
He played 7 years in the NBA. Let's see. His best season looks like 12-4.
Like I said, not very good at basketball.
Yeah. Really, the big thing with him is he sucked. He finally started to put on some weight and look like he belonged in his body and put up back to back 12-4 seasons. So he was a formidable NBA player, and then blew out his knee twice. And you're like, well, this is over.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
again, his overall basketball skill wasn't there. So when his athleticism went, there was nothing left.
Yeah.
And a 7-year career out of high school is only 25 years old. So, I mean, he should have had a longer career, but he couldn't shoot, I don't believe.
Let's see. His 3-point percentage for his career is 16%.
I am correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's not
1 year in 04-05, so the year before he got hurt, he shot 34%.
So my question is, he's best friends with Quentin Richardson, a 3-point specialist, and why the fuck didn't he practice together? Learn how to shoot the
a
ball.
few pointer.
Yeah. Quentin Richardson was a good 3-point shooter for the Suns and stuff for a while.
Yes, he was.
I bet he shot at least 35-36% from the 3-point line.
Quentin Richardson, that team, the Suns team Quentin Richardson was on, was the team the Suns screwed up and broke up because Sarver was a cheap skate and wouldn't pay all of them.
Wouldn't pay Joe Johnson.
Wouldn't pay Joe Johnson, yeah. And then they traded Quentin Richardson the next season because they didn't like his contract.
And a couple years later, they made the Western Conference Finals. Imagine if they were still had Joe Johnson, the All-Star that he turned into with the next team, with Amari and Nash. That would have been nasty. And Raja Bell and all those guys.
Yeah, you get 15 and 6 out of Quentin Richardson in Phoenix, shooting 35% from three. He's a career 35% 3-point shooter.
All right.
Shooting 4 a game for his career. He had a season in there where he shot 8.
Wow.
It was the Phoenix season. Yeah, he shot 8.
The 7 seconds or less Suns.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up Willis Reed tonight.
Did we talk about him? I don't remember him.
He was good.
Well, I promise, guys, the conversation will be more heated when we talk about Reggie Miller.
Woo!
That's going to be a wild one.
But that will... well, let's do our closing statements for Willis Reed, and we'll move on to trivia. So, Ray.
Yeah, I just overlooked the guy. I'm not saying he would have hit my list, because I'm not taking Parrish or Matumbo off, but he's in a consideration. He's good. That's Willis Reed.
All right, then. Well, Wade.
I mean, I put him on my list because, like Ray said, he's good. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's the end of my list, and he's putting up accolades from people like in our top 30. I mean, it's pretty. His accolades are pretty crazy. And I just couldn't really ignore it. I had to put him on at least the bottom of my centers list.
Fair enough. I kind of feel the same way. Like I said, accolades-wise, he pretty much dominates the lower portions of our lists. So, it's kind of a different look. But like we said also, the center position is the most loaded. So I can't say we're too surprised that there's a really good center at the end of our list. Because I think this is the best position from top to bottom. But honestly, maybe somebody will change my mind going forward, but I don't think I've heard a compelling enough argument to take Willis off my list. So, that's my closing statement. That would lead us to Uncle Doug.
Yeah. Well, pretty much what you guys have said. He's got the titles, MVP, Finals MVP. So that's why he's on the bottom and lower end of my list.
And Drew.
Yeah, well, going last, that's basically about what everybody else said. Even Ray, basically.
Well, you had the highest, Drew.
Even
So
Ray.
you got him at 28.
Yeah, and you guys put it all together. You put my whole argument together. I mean,
You're welcome, Drew, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
He's got it all, basically. I mean, he's got heart. Came out game 7.
Hold on. Did you just have a feeling?
Oh, no. Another feeling episode.
No.
He had a strong feeling.
No feeling. He's just that good.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So that'll wrap up our Willis Reed portion of today's episode, which will move us into trivia, where Drew will go first.
Again. Hey.
And the way he's giggling, I'm really scared of his question.
We're not scoring again this week. There you go.
Well, he's not on my question.
He's admitting it.
Damn it.
Alright. This guy. Alright, this guy in an NBA game, he shot 20 free throws. He missed all 20. Who is it?
Oh, my God.
All right, I got mine. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yep,
I
I'm
got
locked
mine.
in.
I got one.
Alright, well, he played for the St. Louis Bombers, so.
My answer's wrong.
I'm screwed.
Alright, let's see it. What the answer?
Ben Wallace.
I said Ben Wallace.
I said Andres Biedrins.
I said Dwight Howard.
All good guesses, though.
GIF Rojas.
You're disqualified, Drew.
No. Okay, in Drew's defense, on my Google feed, one of the things from Clutch Points Basketball said Carmelo Anthony almost has changed his name to Tyrone.
Yes, I told
It
you.
popped up on my phone. I swear to God. It has a picture of him in a little kid's body. In
Yeah, I
in
told
grade
you.
school.
In middle school, he wanted to be called Tyrone.
So it literally popped up on my phone this week at work.
I kind of blocked that out of my head, so. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
All right.
All right. Since 1998, Michael Jordan's last Bulls season, but we'll say his last season. We don't count the Wizards. Kobe Bryant has the most points ever since 1998 in a fourth quarter for a season with 715. Who's second?
So we're looking for the amount of one season.
Fourth quarter points for one whole season.
Okay.
Since 1998, Kobe's number one was 715. Who's number two?
That's a good question. I like it. I don't know that I'm going to get it, but I like it.
And actually, Drew, for what you said last week, Monte Ellis is in the top 10. He's not number two, but he's in the top 10.
Dang it.
And he was a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, and he was, yeah. I think it was with the Mavericks when he did the fourth quarter thing in the top 10. That's why it was stuck on my head earlier when we talked about him.
Good. I have my answer, by the way.
Okay.
Locked in.
Yeah, I got one.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I put Paul Pierce.
Okay.
I said Steph.
Okay.
Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Allen Iverson.
Okay. It is Isaiah Thomas, not the Hall of Fame version.
Oh,
The 5'8" version for the Boston Celtics with just under 700 fourth quarter points in a season.
He did have a killer season that year.
He was 29 a game.
Yeah.
Made an All NBA team, I believe.
And he hasn't played since.
No, I had a half a season with Cleveland.
And 4 games with the Lakers. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's been pushed around the NBA, but he hasn't really played.
Yeah, he really hasn't been healthy. They said he can't get that hip right.
Yeah, I think he got dumped on the Nuggets team for a year or two, too, and I don't know. But for that one season, he was a boss.
All right, who would like to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Ray. Give us a easy one.
Not tonight. All right. Who are the only 2 players to record a triple-double in Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Oh crap!
Well. This wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to ask me something about 1950. So, I mean, not that I know that I'm going to get this right, but
I mean, it's probably close in 1950.
Oh, fuck.
No, don't let me persuade you, Wade. Just keep doing what you're doing.
But wait till you hear my question, Alex.
Oh Lord!
it's going to be a good week. I think there's going to be lots of scoring.
I was confident with my answer, but not after the dumbass remark about the 1950.
Just do what you're doing, Wade. Don't let me persuade you. Just do what you're doing.
I got mine.
I don't know. Oh, crap.
The mental game. Get ready for Reggie.
Okay, I got my answer.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody ready? We're all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put Hondo and West.
I said Giannis and LeBron.
Magic and Wilt.
I put LeBron and Magic.
The correct answer is Jerry West in 1969 and James Worthy in 1988.
I put Worthy down and erased him. And I have West. I was so close.
Like Dom says in Fast and Furious.
Fucking hate this movie.
Doesn't matter how close you are. It's, winning is winning.
It doesn't matter.
Win.
What is it? I mean, it's quite how the quote goes.
I don't care. That's close enough.
Is it? Well, if you win by an inch or a mile, a win's a win.
Hey, good job, Wade.
Yeah.
Guys are struggling.
I got you.
No wonder
I got
Wade's
you.
leading.
We're
Yeah.
really struggling this week, guys.
Uncle Doug, would you like to go?
Yeah, here we go. All right.
Please.
This, you guys might know this, but I didn't. 2 rap songs. Okay. Actually mention Willis Reed.
Oh my!
Name either one.
Now that's more than 100 freaking possibilities. I don't want to hear more than on my questions.
By the way, I have no idea.
Oh my God.
What? I don't even know where to start, or like what even artists to think about.
Like you want the song title or the artist?
I tell you what, if you can name the artist or the song title,
I'm writing 4 things down.
that'll give you 4 shots at it.
4?
Well, there's 2 songs, but
Okay,
you can
okay.
get artist or song
So
title.
if we get a song,
Because I realize this is
if
tough.
we get a song and an artist, we get the point, right?
If you can get a song or the artist.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know songs. I just put 2 artists down. Because I don't know a single song by the 2 artists I wrote down.
Well, you know I don't know any rap songs. So,
Yeah.
well, I
Okay,
might
I'm
know Will
locked in.
Smith.
I'm ready.
Wait.
If somebody gets this, somebody's pissed.
I hope I get it. I hope I get them.
How many answers do we write down?
You can write down up to 4.
You can play
2 songs, 2 artists.
or try to do 2
okay,
artists.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And okay. No.
If you get any of the 4, you get a point.
I was trying to think of a rapper from New York, and I can only think of one. The other one's not from New York.
Which one do you want, Wade? I'll give you a few.
I don't care this way.
This might be Ray's question here now.
Well, I'm not doing any from New York, so.
No,
But I'll give you a few from New York if you want, Wade.
it's okay.
Okay.
Let's just go. Has everybody got their answer?
I'm ready. I got it.
All right, what do you got, Drew?
Lil Wayne. And Feelings. Kiki.
Wow.
That's one song. That's one title. And then
Come on, Drew.
Hold it together.
Hold it up so we can see it. Maybe we'll be able to read it. Biggie G.
all right.
Yeah, he's out. All right, you got it.
Biggie G.
Let's go, Ray. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I got Lil Wayne and Snoop Dogg.
Okay, wait.
Put Dr. Dre and Nas.
Okay, that's a good one.
I put
Nas is New York.
I put Dr. Dre and Vanilla Ice.
Okay. Here they are.
No.
The first song is Basketball
Oh,
by Curtis Blow.
Curtis Blow. Yeah.
And the other one is Long Burn the Fire by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, really? The Beastie Boys?
Yep.
Really?
I thought I had one with Nas. I thought I had one.
Wow.
So there
I
we
would have
go.
never guessed the Beastie Boys. They're from Brooklyn, though.
Biggie G.
I was gonna give you Fat Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
And lean back.
All right, gentlemen. Let's continue our streak.
Damn.
Let's go back to
Fucking
Thanksgiving
Beastie
Day,
Boys.
1949.
Oh, you were really
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Where one NBA team committed 60 personal fouls in one basketball game. Who coached that team?
Who coached it?
John Smith. Oh. 1949.
Thanksgiving Day, 1949.
I'm trying to think of old guys, but they would have been playing or not even in the league yet.
I put down a Canton legend.
Wait. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, I gotta guess.
Fucking Alex.
If this is any worse than your last question. Not this one. I mean the one from last episode. All
Alright, I got mine.
right, what we got, guys?
I got Donnie Wolf.
I knew it.
The man with infinity amount of children. He has like 20
I
kids.
said Red Auerbach.
Dwight D. Eisenhower. I think someone in the time period.
Ray, you got something for
I
us?
said, get the fuck out of here. I don't know.
His name is Howard Schultz,
Oh my gosh.
and he was the head coach of the what team? Oh, the Anderson Packers.
Yeah, it's a football team. I want to hear it.
We are really digging from the pool from this fucking trivia.
At
from
first, I
now
kind
on,
of felt
aren't
bad for my free throw question being from 1948, but now I don't. I don't feel bad whatsoever.
Oh yeah, payback.
Mine was from 98 till now. Come on.
Today,
Quit trying. I'm going to quit
And who
trying.
would have thought I'd ask the first ref question?
That's true.
we? Yeah. But that was good, though. Yeah.
no points were given this week. Unfortunately, that's not the first time that's happened. So,
Probably be the last.
but I'll remind you of the scores anyway. Ray with 18, Doug and Drew with 36, Alex with 37, and Wade with 48. And Wade did not extend or lose any of his lead today.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
So we appreciate you tuning in to listen to this Willis Reed episode. And please tune in next week to listen to us talk about Reggie Miller, who is not only Ray's favorite player, but the first person or first player to make all 5 lists.
At least for now.
I'll say for now.
Not for long.
Lame.
So please tune in to our whole new type of battle where we battle over positioning or taking guys off our list. However you want to look at it. But thanks for listening to Sports the Nemo Way.